Hello children, welcome back to Story Time with Miss Nidhi. Today I have a very adventurous story to share with you all, and it's about Tine and the Faraway Mountain. The author of the story is Shikha Tripathi and it is published by Pratham books. So let's get started with this fun and adventurous story about Tine Mena, who was a mountaineer and a very strong and brave girl. I completely let go of fear, fear of norms and fear of society. I was neither afraid of failure nor dying. I believed in my own strengths and nurtured my natural talent. I improved my weaknesses and above all, I always followed my heart, said Tine Mena, the great mountaineer. Today is a big day for Tine Mena. At the age of 25, she has become the first woman from Northeast India to climb Everest. At 8,848 meters, Everest is the highest mountain in the world. It's as high as 5,000 men who are 6 feet tall, standing on top of each other. Isn't that amazing? So, this is the story of Tine's journey. A girl who loved to climb mountains. So, let's get started. In the Mishmi hills of Arunachal Pradesh, Tine heard a wondrous call from the distant mountains. She was always drawn to it, a sound only she could hear and no one else could. Tine loved to climb. You know what all she climbed? She climbed trees, she ran through the jungle, and she went fishing in the river. She was as fearless and strong as Naya, her grandmother. If Tine fell down, Naba, her father, would always tell her to get up and carry on and do not get bothered. Tine and her younger sister Soni loved eating apples, oranges, and berries from the forest. They spent long days lying under the sun. Ah, Tine would smile. What a wonderful life we have. But one day, Tine's world turned completely upside down. There was no school in Echali, so her family moved to the closest big town of Roy. There, the shh became a faint whisper. All she wanted was to be in the mountains. 10 years later, Tine finished school. The mountain call was strong again. She could hear the mountain calling her again. So, you know what she did? To be close to her mountains, Tine applied to be a porter for an army expedition. She could carry heavy loads and march for days, shoulder to shoulder with others. But there was one small problem. Women were not allowed to be porters because all the men thought that they are not strong enough to be porters and carry such heavy weight. But you think, did that stop her? Of course it did not. You know what Tine did? She dressed as a boy and she began working. She would carry nearly 25 kilos every day on her back. It took a week for everyone to realize that she was a girl disguised as a boy. And once everybody found out, they were very angry and Tine was scolded for breaking the rules. But she could work as much as the boys and she knew the route better than anyone else. So the officers agreed to let her continue working, and her act would later help lift the ban on female porters. Tine worked hard, very hard, and she became a coordinator, someone who plans mountain trips. You know, it's a very tough job. That's when she met Dr. Romeo Meti, the leader of an expedition. I must say that you have all the makings of a naturally gifted climber, he told her. You have the build, the strength, and the determination. Now all you need is technique. Dr. Metei became her mentor and Tine began her training. But you know what? It was when Tine saw The Race for Everest, a film about the first climb of Mount Everest, that she heard about her dream mountain. The whoosh became like a roar. Climbing Mount Everest became Tine's dream. So you know what she did then? Finally, Tine left for Nepal. She was very anxious, but at the same time, she was very determined. At the Everest base camp, it was very cold and the air was very thin. So after her training, Tine began her climb with chairing Sherpa. You know who are Sherpas? Sherpas are Tibetan ethnic group of people living in high Himalayan regions who are known for their climbing skills. They have amazing mountain climbing skills. So Tine trained herself with them and then she decided to climb the Everest. So the climb was divided into 4 sections. So climbers could rest at different camping points and continue to the top over a few days. By the time Tine and Chering Sherpa reached the second camp, the weather had worsened. Oh my god! But the musical shh, it was also growing louder and hypnotic, and Tine was getting more and more determined. Do you want to go ahead? Chering asked. I don't think I will get another chance to do this, Tine said. I want to do it. And she did not lose her confidence. Somehow they reached their final camp, but the wind blew their tent and supplies away. They found another tent in which they took shelter. No walkie-talkies, no medicines. All Tine and Chering had was a packet of noodles. Let's share half of it, Chering suggested. If we make it alive, we will eat the other half, Tine said with a determined smile. For every 2 steps they took, the wind sent them reeling back a step. The stormy winds howled, "Go away!" But Tine could only hear whoosh, whoosh. With new resolve, they fearlessly began the last push to reach the top. At 10:45 a.m. sharp on May 9, 2011, Tine submitted the highest mountain in the world. The young girl who loved to climb trees had climbed to the top of the world. She had found her faraway mountain and was one with the sound that had called her all her life. Whoosh! She danced with her beloved mountain. So let me tell you a little more about Tine Mena, children. Hear carefully. So, Tine Mena is an adventurer. She holds the distinction of being the first female Everester from Northeast India. At Dr. Romeo Metei's suggestion, Tine had enrolled her at the Manipur Mountaineering and Training Association in Imphal. She won a gold medal at the course and another for Best Student of the Basic Mountaineering course at the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute in Darjeeling. Tine turned down a well-paid job as a mountaineering instructor to chase her Everest dream. She raised private sponsorship for her expedition. Tine has inspired many youngsters like all you children in the Northeast, starting with her cousin Ruby Lombo, who's a cycling athlete. Tine continues to be a role model for adventurous children. So children, this brings us to the end of today's story. I hope you enjoyed listening to this adventurous story of Tine Mena's mountaineering expedition. And I hope you got some inspiration from her of being fearless and having the determination to chase your dreams. So now I take your leave and I will see you back again with another exciting story. Till then, stay home, stay safe and take care. Bye bye.